This is Garchomp. After some tweaking, we can make people fear the Chomp like Cynthia did to us. With a respectable 130 attack and 102 speed, we can use Hone Claws to increase our attack and accuracy by one stage, allowing Scale Shot paired with loaded dice to put the fear of Arceus back into our opponents. Join me today while we take this for a test run, slicing and dicing through our opponents, bringing Garchomp back to form. What's up, party people? That might have been way too loud. Over here, it looks like we're playing against a rain team. Most likely, you have a whole bunch of water types, the Archaludon with that Electro Shot. So we're going to try and do our best to activate this Garchomp over here. And the first thing I want to do against the Pelipper, throw off some attacks. I definitely want to attack that Pelipper as much as I can so that nothing can reliably set up the rain. Now, one thing I have the advantage over here is to change the weather, and I specifically chose Hippowdon because I like the way that its defensive stats are worked into this. It doesn't really show that they're getting one-shot by that Rotom Wash, but at least it allows Garchomp to come in and whittle someone down, take a Focus Sash out. It gives us the ability to be able to set up, and what we want to do here is set up with this Hone Claws, and Hone Claws allows us to hit the scale shots without missing because it boosts our accuracy up to 1, which which I think makes Hone Claws like 99% accurate. So if we miss one, whatever 1% we know in Pokemon, not 100%, it's 50-50. So here +1 attack, +1 accuracy, +1 speed. This just gives us a way for us to immediately start sweeping. And I gave the loaded dice. I was toying between, do I want the wide lens so I can put Rock Slide on here or the loaded dice, and I thought the best way, instead of a Swords Dance wide lens, I have a loaded dice Hone Claws. That Hone Claws allows us essentially to get that +1 attack instead of a +2, but I think that the accuracy boost is so much more important. And check this out, with +3 speed, even a Swift Swim Basculin, wait, not Basculin, what is that? That fish guy. You know which fish I'm talking about. With Swift Swim, still underspeeds us. And we're just taking everyone out one by one and all. And as you can see, Garchomp only needs a +1 attack boost. Yes, sometimes it's a little difficult, and we do reduce our defense, which makes sense over here that we aren't going to take out the Great Tusk. It's an incredibly defensive Pokemon. But check that out. 5. Garchomp took 5 out, and that was all because they, for some reason, used Volt Switch on our Garchomp instead of trying to burn it. I was afraid that they would hit the Will-O-Wisp and burn, but they just gave up over here, and bringing us right into the new and second game with a whole bunch of evolutions. I love it when I come up against people that do something like this, especially when they use that fantastic Umbreon Shiny and starting off like that. But they want to get a sunny day up, so here I am again in a situation where I'm up against a weather team, and I have the ability to change the weather, which is exactly what I'm trying to do now. Most likely Umbreons are going to be toxic, some sort of stall, heal, foul play. In this case, yes, it is toxic, but the other gimmick it's using is weather, sunny day. So I thought, why are they trying to use sunny day? I mean, Vaporeon can't use it. I'm thinking Solar Blade on Leafeon. I don't even know if it gets it. Then something else crossed my mind. There is a specific move that everyone, like most evolutions, get access to, and we're about to see it right now because it's going to take out our Mawile immediately. That Weather Ball turns to fire because of the sun, which is super effective against our Steel Mawile, just wiping it right off the map. And there I thought, well, now I need to change it up. I don't want it to have the fire against some other Pokemon I have, but maybe it was a poor choice because giving them the sand turns it into rock. But I also had Weather Ball, and I wanted a super effective attack on this Glaceon, but unfortunately it didn't do that much. Its special defense is incredibly high, and to be fair, so is Tornadus's. With its regenerator ability, we're able to get some health back with that U-turn. It's really helpful. But now I thought this is probably the best case scenario to get that Sylveon in. I want the Sylveon to be worn down, and I needed to drag it in there so it can try and hit me with some fairy type moves. now I know that there isn't much that they really want to switch into, because nothing is really super effective. It can't get toxic. It can't, it's neutral against grass. So I figured, whittling it down as much as I can bring Garchomp back in here, and I can take the Sylveon out with that super effective Iron Head. Now I'm allowed to just go all out with this Garchomp. It does not have a resist or an immunity to my scale shots, and knowing it's going to toxic me, hoping it will miss, but it didn't, I am able to get that +1/+1 and start wreaking havoc on their team. 4 is, I'm glad that the loaded dice gives us 4. I'm gonna explain, if I didn't already explain that, then the loaded dice gives us a minimum of 4 and it's always a maximum of 5, which is excellent. I was a little afraid over here of this Leafeon, because Leafeon has incredible defense, but we get the 5 over there, which when it has 1 HP left. This is how useful the rocks are over here. It gives us that opportunity to break their sashes, break anything down, whittle it down just to the amount that we need. And now that I'm looking at it, Espeon, it doesn't need a scale shot, and Earthquake is going to take it out. And this Vaporeon, I mean, most likely it can take us out if it doesn't survive. And if it does survive, excuse me, which it did, but for some reason it goes to Acid Armor. I think they just gave up and they're like, whatever, if the next thing that comes in can just take out this Vaporeon. But 2 Earthquakes take it out, even with that +2 defense. And what a way, Garchomp is such a beast. Thanks for watching.